our direction. I think we're going to get a little piece of most of that. We start off with a mix of clouds and sun. Once the sun comes up, very, very cloudy though, real quickly then through the day. At 4 o'clock, we are literally on the edge of the snowstorm. We are dry still, but the snow is bearing down on us, and then it's overspread the entire area by about 7 o'clock. By 9 o'clock, could have some pockets of some heavier stuff, and maybe around Ottawa, you're already starting to see some freezing rain mix in. That lifts really quickly up to the north. So by 1:30 in the morning, we're already pushing the snow up north. You've got freezing rain in the northern areas north of I-80, and south of that it's rain, and that's going to be kind of where we stand for the rest of the storm system. But by 9 o'clock in the morning Saturday, it's pretty much just rain, and this is one of the later models coming into us right now, so this is new information. What we're seeing are still generally from 1 to 2 inches down to the south, 2 to 4 up to the north. I'm going to check on those models since it literally just rolled in. When I come back, I'm going to show you exactly what we're thinking for that. Now, this is new too. Ice accumulation trackers picking up on more likelihood of some ice accumulation a little bit farther north. Why? Because honestly, we see that changeover happening a little earlier, so we're going to have a little more time, it looks like, with the wintry mix coming in. We're going to be at about 37 degrees for your high temperature on your Saturday. Now, on Sunday, like Audrina said, it gets real cold here for a little while. So you got Sunday at 12, Monday at 16, Tuesday at 25, all those days below average. But then once we roll into Wednesday and Thursday, once again, we go above average. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back over. I'm going to look at the newest on our computer model runs for the snowfall totals with this new information that we're expecting that changeover to happen a little bit sooner through the overnight. When I come back, we'll take a look at it. Yasmin. Talking about it pretty much all week. We know it's coming. Question is, when does it get here? And I have it for you right here. It's about 6 o'clock for most of us. Some of you out in the western suburbs could happen just a little touch earlier than that. But note where the color transitions from the light blue to the dark blue. In that dark blue zone, that's where we really start to see more intensity to it. And that period of time is from about 7 o'clock up until around 2 a.m. After that, we very quickly transition over to freezing rain briefly, and then right over to rain, and that's the way it's going to wrap up. Just possibility of a little light flurry on the backside of it, but honestly, I think we're to rain real early in the game at this point, at least as of our latest model runs, and that's interesting because it is a change. And honestly, for us, accumulation-wise, it's a change for the better. Right now, we're nice and dry, but you can clearly see where the snow is. There's some sleet, there's some freezing rain, and some rain down to the south of that. Plenty of moisture with this system, but it's also moving pretty quickly. It won't be here for that long. It's here long enough, though, that National Weather Service has popped up a winter weather advisory for us. That goes into effect later this evening and will expire at 6 a.m. on Saturday for pretty much the whole area. I'm going to pick up some weights. All right, let's look at the forecast. Speaking of 24 hours to 48 hours, really. What I have out here right now is nothing of consequence, but just back to the west, just across the Mississippi into Missouri, we have got quite a bit of snow, sleet, freezing rain, and that stuff is working in our direction, set to arrive here. So let's do the tracker on this one. I'm starting it at 3:30 in the afternoon because there's nothing between now and then, so nada that you need to worry about. But by 3:30, if you're out in Ottawa, you're seeing that there's some snow on the horizon, and that's going to be pushing in quite heavily and real steady between about 7 and 9. Going to find some pockets of intensity out there through the evening. Here we have freezing rain in the mix. That's DeKalb, McHenry, Waukegan, O'Hare. This is at 1 o'clock in the morning, though, so thankfully I like the timing on this. The freezing rain's coming while we're sleeping, and then by the time you wake up, 5:15 even if you're an early riser on Saturday morning, you already have rain in here, and it's rain really for primarily the rest of the system. So that helps with accumulation. Though we are still going to have some pockets of some heavy snow through the evening and early overnight, it's lower than it was. At this point, we're looking at about 2 to 3 inches pretty much area wide. So that is better, an improvement on this latest model run from where we were earlier. But ice accumulation has gone up a smidge, where now we're looking at the potential all the way up through O'Hare and McHenry. So that may make it just a little bit more slick out there, especially through the overnight. So for tomorrow, we're at 37 degrees, drizzle and flurries. Like I said, gets real cold and breezy. We're at just 12 on